Thank you for making me do this.
Most welcome, Haleem. It's an honor to have you here. So Haleem is a male Kuchipudi dancer. Okay, so a lot of you guys might have got confused with the way he looks. He is one person who has complete transformation after he gets dressed to dance. I've heard a lot of things about him. Wikipedia says that he learned dancing without his parents knowing about it. And Haleem had this request that I should not be having the same background. It's quite boring. He wanted me to dress for this particular event because he wanted to pass on that message that you have to, I mean, what it takes to dress for an event. So I was pretty okay with just a t-shirt in most of my shows. But yeah, now I can feel a bit about dressing for the event, especially this traditional. I've never done this. Haleem, this is only for you. And believe me, Haleem, I mean, the preparation, what it went through, the entire family was getting prepared to make me dress like this. And honestly, if I did not have beard, maybe my wife would have made me end up, making me like a, girl, who's interviewing another person who's dressing up like a female artist for Kuchipudi dance. So this is not for Kuchipudi dance. It's just for you, Haleem. So it's a
Thank
pleasure
you
having you
so
here.
much.
So can you talk about the journey and how it all started?
Oh, before that, thank you for wearing what I asked for. And do you know slightly what it takes to be dressed?
Yes.
At least in the same gender.
Yeah, I know.
So I vaguely spend about 3+ hours on a makeup chair. So without any intervals and all.
Mhm.
So yeah, what exactly do you want to know in my
Yeah, how
journey?
did you start? See, the first question, my kid, I mean, my wife was talking about, what is the schedule? We talk to our kids about some inspirational stories that we, broadcast and, who's doing it. And, now it's like kids are curious who's coming into the show. So the first question my son, elder one, asked me is Haleem Khan, a Muslim. How did he? I mean, how did this idea came into his mind to learn a traditional dance of a different custom altogether? So yeah, he still doesn't has these barriers about religion and all that. But yeah, this is some questions I think I also had. Maybe I was hesitant to ask, but he asked honestly.
Frankly, I have not seen all those barriers when I was learning, like your kid. Once I even now I think I see many barriers
Mhm.
and many
Mind
stop
blocks.
signs. But when I was learning, for that matter, I have not seen because I was deeply interested and passionate about this.
Mhm.
I choose not to disturb anything
Right.
for my goal and passion. So now, when you grow up, you kind of realize more what is world like, how is world like, and who will be there in the world, who will be watching you, who will be judging you, who will be pointing at you at every event, every point of your, every step of your way. So now I see, I'm as innocent as your kid when I was learning. I mean, though I was about 15 years old,
True.
but I have not seen the world. I was deeply in love with dance.
Mhm.
I only looked at that.
Nice. That's really nice. So how did they react when they came to know about it? And I'm sure you would have gone to a certain steps ahead by the time they've come to know about it.
Yes, yes, yes. By then, it took a long time. I had to play hide and seek for a very longest time in my learning episode. Then I gone into little performing mode, and that's when I kind of had to tell my parents through many other various channels and all.
Mhm.
See, the result or reaction is pretty very much obvious. That is the very reason I kind of hidden all of that information because I don't want anything to get disturbed to me and my work and my passion
True.
and my dance. So it is obviously little disturbing, and little alarming, but you kind of stay focused on that. You kind of be persistent on what you want. Like madly, you are in love with one gender, like one boy or a girl or anything for that matter.
Right.
And then you will kind of madly stuck with it, right? Like
True.
koi bhi kuch bole, and then you will not react to
And I
that.
will
Like
just
no,
get
no, no, I
married
don't
to
want
her
that.
or him.
So
That.
it's a kind of that. Like I was in that mode. I didn't want to hear, nor I was fighting with them, literally, but kind of trying to convince them with my actions. And luckily, maybe a couple of people kind of also fed some positivity in my father's mind and family mind. I mean, my mother's mind. They kind of slow down with their ideology, what world think. Basically, the problem is not like parents.
Mhm.
जब भी कुछ करना होता है, our parents, like your parents or my parents, they all love what we do, but it
True.
is always scary for them to visualize and imagine what society will think for
Yeah,
them.
I think that's the
So
main thing.
it is always about the failure. So I think that is when the religion and the family kind of
Okay.
so I didn't say much. We never had like a long discussions and all of that.
Hmm.
They gave me time. I bought some time, and I kind of proved in my journey in every step of the way, and in every curve that I was taking. So they saw some positivity and growth, and they were okay with it. But they always have a difference. I'm not saying anywhere it is 100% okay. So it's going to be there. Even that is how I see the society also. It's okay for me if they don't understand what I do. Because my own parents may not really take it 100% that what I am doing. It's completely fine for them to also react. So who am I to judge the world?
I agree with you. So we have some awesome pictures of yours getting displayed now while we talk, and it's a complete transformation. I especially love the way you got dressed up as a bride. That picture is just outstanding. I mean, nobody can make out who's behind it. And similar are the case with your photographs. I think when you were traveling in the US, they're just too good. So,
Thank you.
are
Thank
you
you.
enjoying your journey so far?
I am. I am. I am. Between like anybody, you will have uh, thoughts like is it right? However, you may be passionate about what you do and all of that, and then one day you open your eyes, to see the world, the real world, not the imaginary you created world. So then you will have worries. But I think for a couple of years I had how this going to be, and
Hmm.
what is my career gonna looks like. But I don't know. I mean, there is no answer for this, and then the worry will only make it worse than betterment. So you kind of do not want to think in that angle. Ki kal kya hoga, parson kya hoga, what happened. I think some kind of a sacrifice is required if you have taken a mad decision according to the world.
Got you. So it's very glad that you're not only you did not only learn the art, you mastered it. You became famous using this particular art. You are also trying to preach this particular art. You basically have an academy, right? So this academy, the Kuchipudi Academy, is something which you own, which you drive.
Yes, unfortunately, I do not have any physical presence of my academy right now.
Hmm.
It's not because of a COVID, it's much before. I do not, actually, I think my perception, my kind of understanding of my life and teaching is probably different than others. I do not want it to be like I'm going to one house to teach two kids, going to another corner to teach another two kids, and probably I should take some institute where I do not have a complete control. आज सिखाओ कल चले जाओ types, because I have seen and done that for very many years. I'm actually looking at a practical permanent place. I think whenever that happens, then the academy comes back. Meanwhile, we are operating very virtually, my traveling, my workshops, all under that only. It's actually presented through my academy itself. But I do not have a running institute in Hyderabad. So that's the kind
That
of
makes sense. Even I personally believe that you don't
minus, or
need.
maybe क्या बोलते हैं, yeah, you're waiting that to happen basically.
Yeah. But it makes sense because you really need not have a large real estate space to drive some of these cultures. You can, I mean, based on your events, you can utilize the space which is already existing. It can be a school, can be community hall which is existing locally. And I'm sure people would love to, give that across at a very nominal charge so that you can, or the localates or the kids out there can learn. So
No, I do not want to frankly do that, Ravi. I do not really want to sell my art like that. I mean,
okay,
sell is a wrong choice of a word, but unless you really keep it nice,
Mhm.
जब भी जगह मिला तो चलो कर लेते हैं. It's not.
It's
See,
not that thing. Okay.
will you how is, I mean, in आम आदमी के भाषा में, so being it with your family under good roof is okay, and when you imagine the same family living in a park is a different thing, right? For
Right.
me, my art is like that. I do not want to operate it any demeaning way, in any uh, adjustment way. मुझे जो चाहिए, that's how I operated my life. I wanted this to happen in my life, and I was persistent. I know I've lost so many things. I've kind of sacrificed so many things. I have seen the worst in my life. When I have done all of that, for what cause? Should I
Mhm.
just go to the park to teach a couple of kids, or maybe some sad looking community that two three kids will come, and then I need travel like a merchant to place to teach. I don't really want to happen. I rather keep quiet.
Okay.
I know it doesn't really go well with the fact that the passion of learning and teaching has to be giving, and you have to behave like a dance teacher. ये होता है, लेकिन when you are into culture and dance and music, तो कुछ भी चलता है, चलो, whatever given space they adjust. That's the
Hmm.
kind of mentality the world has kind of uh, put that in their mind. I think no, I think we have specifications. Like for example, if you want to take a merchandising of McDonald's, they have rules, right? Why? Because it's a discipline. They wanted to operate in that way. They wanted to have specific place. They
Hmm.
wanted to have it that much of a staff. They wanted to have it that much of a furniture. So they have all the rules ready. Why not for what I do? Why should I get compromised for whole life? That's pretty bad. I think my senior dancers and many other senior dancers have compromised,
Hmm.
and I choose to it. I choose to say that it is completely disaster decision, that no, you get compromised for whatever it is. Maybe it is for your bread and butter. No, I think I rather die than doing that. No,
Got
no
it.
compromising in your passion.
Cool. So apart from the passion, apart from your passion, we want to know about Haleem. So what are your interests, your hobbies apart from dancing? How does your day to day life goes?
I see when your hobby becomes your career, so you do not have any other, like
No other
ideas,
thoughts.
that no, I can spend. But I had an interest of learning skating in my early childhood. I did for some time, and then I wanted to add dance and skating together, and then I find it so funny, and I gave up that. So I've learned another sorry, another art form called Kathak for
Hmm.
some time, and then I realized to master one art form you need complete life.
True.
Even then you will not finish this much. So, and I cannot put so many things in my head. So I sorry, this is
Yeah.
not
No, no problem.
COVID. I'm speaking a lot. So I haven't really taken any other hobby except watching some movies. Like I think my killing time is watching like a lot of TV or web series or serials, and maybe I don't read actually. That's a very bad habit that I have. I want
Okay.
everything to be in my visual actually. So I cannot read through words. I That's how
Same
I
here.
have to see a person to read something. I cannot read a page. So that's very different of me. Probably most artists are like this. I like maybe I'm not very sure.
Yeah.
So I have not developed any hobby rather than talking and watching and dancing.
Nice. So your favorite actor, actress, your recent movie, which really showcased, something you really liked.
I like many old actors, and that puts me in very old zone. I don't want that to happen. I'm fan of Aishwarya and Salman Khan
Hmm.
when it comes to Bollywood, and I think I'm mostly story driven person than the actor
Right.
driven story. I think, but somehow I don't know why I like Aishwarya. Though people say she's plastic. No, I look at her her moves. Whether it is a career or a presentation or probably speaking or
Hmm.
conducting herself, and also probably I don't know why I like Salman. Not because I am Haleem Khan and he's Salman Khan. I think it's some kind of some innocence is there
Days.
on his head. So I like that.
Yeah. How are you managing this here? This is slipping. This is the first time wearing this, and I'm not
You
able to
first.
control this. Hello. So you should be all pinned up, right? When you're dressed. No.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
40 plus pins goes on head
41.
to 40 plus.
40 plus. Oh my God.
Whether to your wig or to your natural hair to just pull all this back and keep it in the place. Sometimes you will not have the cap, and the cap only the special cap which holds the hair. That itself is not enough. So you put the cap and then put the pin, and then you wear a wig and all of that. So then on top of that you have ornaments which has to go on the hair.
True.
So and then which covers either this or the center kamantika and then earrings and all of that. So about 40 hairpins has to be on your head. So about three to not three, what I'm being modest. I think 5 plus kilos on your head easily. Given any day or any time, you have to wear or behave like as if my hair is so natural and I'm so I'm so easy and look, all this is natural. That kind of a behavior you have to portray. But no, at least 5 to 7 kilos of what you have it on your head every time you dance. So whenever you watch video, imagine at least the 5 kilos of head, and then let alone just forget about all this costume. I'm talking about only hair.
That's heavy. And it's difficult to carry. I'm sure it's very difficult to carry. I would definitely be part of the makeup when you're going for your next show. I will definitely be there to watch how exactly the entire process goes, and those 3 hours which you take to get ready.
Next time, Next time I should ask my interviewer, because lot of people asked me, why don't you dress up and come to the interview? That's that's a very unique and stupid idea.
People
So,
cannot.
and probably I should request, as I have requested you, and I think you are the very first person that I have. No, I have done that before, but at least in a
Okay.
virtual manner, I think I have asked you to dress up for me or for our conversation. Like at least it gives the feeling of like uh, there's some importance given to the interview, and also it shows you're placed traditionally to even to sometimes when you wear something and your mind behaves certain way.
Sure, I agree. I told you, right? If I had no beard, you would have seen me literally in a sari with bindi and all that. My wife was so prepared to do all that. She is
I will. I'll do
she
a
loved your
second
photographs. You
interview.
know, she is like all praises about it. She is the one who read about you before I could read about your story. She went through the interviews and all that. Just amazing.
Thanks to your wife and kids.
Yeah. So I have another question. What inspired you to dance, and when did you
See,
master these expressions? You dance. I'm sure there are stages, right? There are moments, and there are stages. So when did you master that expression?
there is no answer that no this happened in 2008 or 2004. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. You go along with your flow, like like any other student of any other craft.
Hmm.
But I felt comfortable. Uh, probably Probably after you spend couple of years, like whether it is just being a dancer as a male dancer for the stage, that like you will have a stage fear, and then people fear, all of that, and then it took some time to overcome. And then the moment I overcome that hesitance on for a stage and people, then I changed into female impersonation, and I challenged myself again to have the fear of people and the stage and a body language and expressions. And it took a while to get settled
Right.
and sink into your system. It took actually good amount of time, but even now, like nobody's perfect, but even now I feel like you lack something. Sometimes it doesn't like come like a flash. Sometimes it takes like a meditation before you apply the womanhood on your body.
So that's the reason I think most of the statements of the interviews or the YouTube articles about you are about dress to dance.
Yes, 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 yes.
That's right. What are the little known facts about you that you should or others should know about you?
Oh, others should know about me.
Hmm.
I
Little
think
known
I
facts.
have to speak about I think artists in large when I got this opportunity here. Whoever is watching, so probably I think uh, artists का मतलब couple of movies. Basically, we lost the track of how the artist plays in the society. We kind of lost the track a long ago.
Hmm.
Whenever any artist in between us like oh acha, so it goes to that kind of an expression like no,
True.
as if you are completely different than what we do, what we have. So sometimes it conceived as a talent. Sometimes it actually conceived as a unique personality. Sometimes it's conceived as a what the hell, what have you taken like a crap. So that kind of a notion towards artists among the society. So that is somewhere that made all of this. See, many movies also made all of this kind of a notion like agar तुम डांस सीखो या नहीं तो म्यूजिक सीखो, तुम्हारी लाइफ ऐसी हो जाएगी, बर्बाद हो जाएगी, then you will not have money, you will end up like a poor artist, like you will sing for a couple of people and then they will not watch you, they will entertain by a woman, they will entertain by a half naked woman on a stage, and then these art forms are nothing. So you will end up having no good life because you have chosen. So all those notions kind of fed in our mind over and over and over again. But I just wanted to challenge myself each time, like I have challenged as a dancer myself, like how I want to portray a feminism on stage. I also wanted to live a better life as a social life, basically. Like why not a dancer? Like everybody imagines like uh, for you to look like you. Today when I ask like wear a dhoti, have a kind of a vibhuti or have a uttariyam or have a kurta pajama. This is the outlook that people expect. People expect like you are little alienated like with your like you are hatke. I'm not saying it is negative. I'm saying like you are hatke always. No, we are not hatke. We are very much part of you. So, like, today you just dress up for this event. That doesn't make you any different. Like, you are just the way you are. So, I am just the way I am. Just because I'm kind of an artist, I don't think anything, like, I don't come from any different bubble than you. So, what I want to tell you in a short is like, uh, the kind of a cheap ideology about arts and artists,
Mm-hmm.
that is something that I cannot bear. So I think I love all the dancers has to go to dance class in their Audis and Bentleys and Teslas and that kind of like flourishing financial independence. All of that should come. God bless us with a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true. Talking about that point, the reason, I've also put it across saving Kuchipudi, because you're not only saving the art, but you're also, trying to promote it. You're basically encouraging the next generations to learn this particular art if they're really passionate about dancing and, decided to choose this. It takes a lot of efforts to do this as a business. I mean, one, artist is a different game. Driving entrepreneurship where you want to teach somebody, because I have few friends who are trying to run dance academies, trying to do activities related to dance, and it's a different ball game altogether. There are a lot of challenges for administration. Imagine managing both is a real big challenge. But yeah, I also agree. We have come to a stage where we are not taking time to go for a show where it is more about somebody, an artist who is dancing there, performing there, and we're not ready to spend that 500 or 1000 rupees ticket to ensure that the event goes fine, the commercials around the artist and the culture goes on. I think we are more ready to spend for movies, etc., but not really for some of these art really, until unless like if I get invited as a guest of honor, some of those people who would not spend any money and sit as VIPs in the front chair. I think the third row onwards is a challenge where we're not getting audience who are willingly coming and ready to spend time seeing the art and appreciating.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So
Hey, whose mistake is that? I mean, that is a very good question. Like, whose mistake is that?
yeah, I think
That
it's the public. I mean, it's like we
I
general public who have to understand, realize that okay, fine. If you see 12 movies in a year, let's say one movie a month, and 12 movies in a year, can we at least see one go participate, go to Shilparamam or some of these places where there is a art related event, at least attend one. I think if we do that, every person does this in the city, I think that's the best way we can, participate or, be part of getting these cultures forward. It can be Kuchipudi, it can
you
be
you
any
you cannot
art.
you cannot force your ideas like in people. I think that will never like the outcome is never right if you force anything. I think people lost taste in in anything of India, anything about India, they have
Yeah,
any
Chilla Chilla.
Indian product. Let's say this is made in India.
Hmm.
Oh, sorry, I don't trust this.
Yeah.
So anything you make in India, so you will not have high regards on that. So unfortunately, these fine arts is born in India, in our culture, in our heritage. So obviously, given a back seat, you have developed the wrong taste over a period of time, and you're feeding your children the same wrong taste because you don't have a better taste, and you have lost the humanity, and you have become so plastic, and you always want a very very material thing, or maybe the immediate result of anything what you do, you actually, to be a good audience for a cultural dance or in music, or it takes a different taste. You have to develop a different mindset to that. Not everybody is sadhu, and I'm not saying only sadhus will like it, but if you eventually start watching, bear that for some time and develop that interest, you will become a different personality. You will unconsciously behave so gentle towards the world, and you will be very finer person. So the fine arts ka matlab for me hota hai, fine arts is nothing but make people fine thing. For even if you are a doctor, if you are related with a fine arts, you will become a finer doctor, or a finer engineer, or a finer person. So I'm not stopping you, let's all become a dancers and artists in India, ऐसा कुछ नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. I'm saying, everybody cannot become artists,
Hmm.
dancers or singers would. At least start respecting that. In order to respect that, you have to have a taste. How do you develop the taste? Unless you see it. How do you see it? You have to have somewhere happening, right? So basically, we two things. One, we have lost the taste, and two, we stopped giving importance to our Indian things, whatever it is. Um, we don't give importance as much as importance that we have given to Trump, to our Modi.
Hmm.
अपना Modi है, it's
Hmm.
okay, but Trump, oh yeah, his
He is talk of the
airports
town.
one, yeah, yeah. So that basically we kind of got spoiled. I think Britishers has left us. We all think we got independence, but still we are under their supervision. We do not have independence. Probably I will get into a trouble if I speak this, but I really wanted to speak my heart. We have not got independence. Sorry if anybody says that Gandhi has given, and many people have bought the independence for India. Probably that just for few operations that you got an independence, but I think you lost it completely.
Yeah, I agree. So, what the next question? What are the other aspects of you which like you started with one point? What are the other aspects people don't know about you as Haleem?
Oh, I am I myself don't know. I mean, apart from this, what do I have? I have not explored, as I told you. Uh, I am a very people's person. I want people, around me all the time, and I waste a lot of time watching movies. That's what the perception, but I learn a lot through movies. As I told you, if any book has given you knowledge, equally many movies have given me knowledge, or
Hmm.
many stories, and many people have given me knowledge. So I'm a very old school person. I I listen to people then reading the book. So I think I'm very old school in that way. So there are plus and minuses in that. So I have nothing interesting than dance in my career. I think when you are pinning about this issue second time in the interview, I'm looking back and trying to see what do I have to sell. Do I have anything more than dance and my fights, and or about except my training? I don't know. I think. I think I have invested all my life or any given second only to this. I think I have not looked back or looked here and there for anything else.
Tell me one thing. When you look at your pictures, you perform. You look at after show pictures and videos of your performance. So, what is your best feature which you've felt? Hey, this is my best feature in your body. What is your best feature?
People should say. I think I have given a very good adoptable body for a feminine grace. It's just not like you kind of buy that. I think God has somewhere decided that no, ye banda is umar mein he is going to take this role. So let's make his body which is adoptable for both. So I think though it is my the lean body, of course now I'm not lean. So the hands or fingers or the I'm not too tall, I'm not too short. So I think I am little perfect for a woman.
Okay. So yeah. So what is that feature? मतलब रहेगा ना? Is it your looks, your smile, uh,
All put together. All
your chal, your kamar? There should be one feature which you yourself feel that, oh, God has given me the best of this.
I don't know. My makeup man says all the time that I think he feels very easy to put the lipstick on because you have a natural outline. Of course, you cannot
Right.
see in the when you completely shave. Of course, I know that I have embossed lips, but somehow it actually suits the femininity.
Yeah.
Somehow, I think if it is a natural girl, probably it looks very odd for them. I don't know how it suits and how makeup man will make me look like, or maybe make him suit me towards that, that shape. I think probably I've given a best lips or eyes.
Yeah. So I have one picture of your bride attire. I think that is a perfect example of the lips and the liner of your eyes.
That is the same makeup man I was talking. I think he always make. I think puts a lot of interest towards the lip.
Nice. You want to name him?
Oh, his name is Suresh Raula.
Okay.
I have three strong makeup member team. Whenever no four now. So whenever you have a show, I think I don't miss them, or they have not missed me so far. Earlier I only had one. So then two. I think I'm a very choosy and very tough person in selection. So all these years I only spent with these four. So one is Suresh, and two is Murali, three is Sudarshan, four is he will kill me if I forget his name. What the hell? No, it's not that I forgot his name. I want to take his complete name. Swadeep Raj.
Swadeep Raj. Okay, that's nice. I'm sure, while you're sitting, I'm sure they have equal patience to, sit for these 3 hours and.
Absolutely. Many times I told audience whenever there are Q and A sessions happening on stage, I always give a high credit to the makeup team. Otherwise, you will not be confident unless you look confident, look beautiful. So there is something always inner beauty ke bare mein, we are not here showing the inner beauty. We are only showing the outer beauty. So that actually comes through the team effort. So I always respect them, and their hard work is a lot actually, means a lot.
So, what are the benefits you personally have seen on your body and mind because of dancing? The benefits of dancing.
Benefits of dancing. Uh, I think whoever I am now, all the benefits, all the perks in my life is just because of dance. Whether it is today, I am whatever the little name the society has given me, or my my career, whatever. I think Kuchipudi, even this water bottle dance given me. I mean, nothing else in the world that I've actually bought it from IT or like my but any other job.
Mhm.
No, I think everything is given through dance, and for that I tremendously respect my guru. I take a few seconds to take his name and his role in my life. His name is Guru Kaja Venkata Subramanyam. He lives in Guntur. I think having a better teacher for
Mhm.
anything you do is very 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 important in your life and career. So I think I'm blessed to have a teacher like that and who mentored every step of my learning and performing and teaching. So that's the best thing. I think God has given a best gift with understanding parents. Of course, they have understood a lot many years later, but it is okay. Finally, they understood and my teacher who's with me for all these years and for all the goods and bads if he has not taken me seriously because I am from some religion. Why should I teach? Why should I take risk? If anything would have crossed his mind, probably I would have not become who I am. So I have to highly respect my teacher and my parents here. And of course, there are so many friends I cannot take all their names. They are just like my family. And many friends who acted like uh, audio engineers to me or travel managers to me or supporters. Like I think I think I have blessed with good support system. I mean, at least that is a beautiful perk in my life. So I have a beautiful support system, and I respect that, and I love that for that.
Yeah. So you have very, I mean, I would say great orative skills. You have great humor. So how did these come into you?
Oh yeah, when you portray a lot of when you understand many roles,
Mhm.
I think you will eventually adopt few things without your consciousness. Today, if I have to play something comic on stage or maybe something more women on stage or something proud woman or a sad woman or happy man or sad man, then you will get something in your system automatically. So you cannot ignore the fact that let's say once a uh, there is a proverb which I am not getting. If you are let's say if you are an engineer, you are an engineer for lifetime. Your ideology is what can I fix? What can I measure? How can I do this? How can I invent? So those things,
Those.
right? So you learn few things through your career, and then it will stick to your mindset and body language. So that thing, that's how. Again, I'm coming to a very important point in that, in given this question. This is the bad notion. As I told you, I grasp many things through dance, whether it is a grace, whether it is a man grace or a feminine grace, any gender. But I think what many people conceive here is अगर dance अगर सीख जाते हो तो you will become a woman or a gay
Mhm.
or a you will cut yourself into a transgender, you will start behaving like a woman. I mean, that's absolutely a very insane dhabba. That's a very wrong notion that we have. Somebody have fed in their mind just to ignore this art form. Let's say, for example, boys don't cry kind of a caption.
Mhm.
So that carried away from generations to generations, right?
Which is
Today
not
you will
true.
talk to
Yeah.
your boy like that, and tomorrow your boy, when he becomes a father, he says the same thing. Over generations, this has been kind of taken a strong root. Everybody said that. अगर तुम classical dance सीखे तो तुम women बन जाते हो, gay बन जाते हो, your sexual orientation becomes something tell me कि कैसा, how.
True.
अच्छा, once a pilot is always a pilot. Let's say he can drive better. Maybe a soldier is a soldier, an architect is an architect, dancer is a dancer. when they will not become, if for example, if they are like flying from, like, if they are driving the car, not the not the flight, if they are driving it like a flight, that's a madness, right? We are not doing anything such. I do not know why this stupid quotations traveled across these ages, continents, and all of generations. This is a very bad thing. If I have learned anything, through my dance, uh, I think I got scared. That is actually a scary thing, in fact, to overcome. In fact, my father and mother, even I think we have never discussed. I think that is their biggest challenge, even to accept that. What is this? How is this going to happen? So the result is always basically, you have to give it anyway time for result. That's a different story, but a very wrong thing. Today, if your son comes and asks you, papa, after my call or after my interview, let's say, he gets some interest, hey, I want to give it a shot to Kuchipudi dance. Then somewhere deep down, if I am not wrong, it will shock you and scare you, even a bit, let's say even for a second or a ziffy, because we have spread the rumors and wrong things, for a very, very many years. I'm sorry, I'm taking a long time. I will cut this topic with one thing. um, there are gays or transgenders, man and women, for everything you take, whether it is a doctor or engineer or a patient or a, pilot
Yeah.
or a sweeper, anybody, dancer, musician, kuch bhi ho, whatever, irrespective of your career or choice of
Yeah. Whatever
career,
category.
you will have any gender in it. So why just typecast femininity towards only classical dance? That is absolutely insane, wrong. In fact, if you are spreading that rumor, you are no less than a criminal.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have friends who might not officially have uh, name that they're feminine, but their behavior is feminine. So I agree with you. I mean, I can relate what you're saying. So it doesn't there's no limitation of which industry, but there are and we are talking about equal opportunity for everybody. So there is why specific category of classical dance. I think this applies to everywhere. So good.
True.
So last question. The romantic elements of dance. This is something which really is mesmerizing. And how did you feel when you started, and how did you master it now?
I am afraid I didn't understand the question
See,
completely.
yeah. So there are some dances where you're just acting or enacting like a character, a specific character of a story, and then you come out of it. But there are some events or episodes where you have to really enact or inculcate romance, where you're playing a character where it's like very romantic. So how does this teaching happens, and how do you learn, and how do you confidently do this on the stage?
I think that's going to be another story. Probably it's for another interview. But
Okay.
I'll give you a highlighters. Basically, as I told you, it comes through practice and practice and practice. Because any given day is a challenge. You have to. Every program is a challenge, and then you have to learn something out of the program, because program is not a rehearsal. Program is kind of set up for public, so you will not buy the public, you will not have the public every day.
True.
So each program is a learning curve. So you have to invest that a lot on programs. So each time you try and take at least 1.1% of fear out of your body. So I think it actually happens along the way. And especially to speak when I become a women on stage, somehow I was scared for many programs. That is a different story. I don't know why I've become confident, because
Mm.
I think people have given me that space. I think people are, like for example, when you admired the photo, you admired the photo not because of not because of my man. I'm looking like a man. There is some kind of a beauty in in what you have seen. I think they stuck to the beauty and start giving little respect and little importance to that particular moment, and you have to catch to that and start rolling on the same way. For if you kind of give me the vibe of that, like beauty, admiration, and I also have to sink into my system and deliver it the same. I cannot say it's okay, hey bro, thank you. I will not do that. I will take it like any other normal girl takes it, or probably I'll do more drama than the girl. So like, I will not even take my head up, and then I'll say, okay, okay, all of that. So I I think I think over a period of time, people made me comfortable. And as I told you, the makeup or outlook will give you some kind of a confidence. Along the way, when you start talking to the people, when people feedback comes to your system, then you will kind of little relaxed. When you're relaxed, you will reach a better place in your performance or whatever you do. You will be little fearless. Once you are fearless, you can kind of project more. like you know in a first date, you cannot talk many things with a girl or a boy, whatever it is. You will not say everything in a first date like that. Every program is a dating. You will eventually learn about the person. In my case, dating with audience, actually. So I learn different audience perception and their way of thinking. Like, you will see me in a different way, and like another person, or a woman, or a kid, or a old lady, or a middle lady, or sorry, middle-aged lady, or a a under 20 girl. Everybody kind of fed something in my mind. So again, just keeping it a short. So people gave me that confidence.
Mhm.
कि, "अरे यार, Haleem, you are looking so beautiful. Haleem, you are looking so like feminine or beautiful, awesome." All this kind of injected me the confidence. So, if, for example, as an opposite person, behaving like a man, that when I am dressed up, so if I am taking and receiving that, giving the vibe to you, I think it's a very beautiful feeling. I think in my avatar or a Janma, I think you have two personalities, and then you kind of you kind of enjoy the difference. So basically, just to boils down to one thing, that people gave me the confidence, and my learning gave me the confidence. It actually happens not as a magic. It actually happens as a process.
Practice.
So I should thank each and everybody who kind of fed the confidence in me. That includes you, because today you took me back, hey, that, but you have named it, in the pride, in the costume. That photo is nice. So I kind of wanted to do that more, because I kind of keep
That's
that
very
kind of a thing more in me. So yeah,
super.
there is no yes or no answer, unfortunately, for my journey. So any 30 minutes interview is elaborated to 1.5 to 2.5 hours. So it all naturally happens.
Cool. So how does your day starts, and what do you do the entire day? How is your day schedule? Normally, I mean, let's skip the COVID thing now. Otherwise, how is your schedule?
As I told you, see, basically, if you learn my schedule, so you will not see me the way you are seeing now. Basically, I am a very lazy person if it is not dance in your way. So if nothing related to dance, and I am so lazy, I cannot do anything apart from dance. Cleaning the house, washing the dishes, changing the house, packing something, and cooking the food, maybe driving or reaching one place to another, or maybe I am pretty boring in that way. So it has to be dance related thing if I am moving my leg, or if I am changing my one A to B. It just had to be. I think, see, I have given this a lot to dance, so I have not really given to anything else. I think, I think my parents also did not spend that much of time with me naturally, as much as time that I spent with dance. I think I'm obsessed and only with dance and the idea of dance.
Nice, nice, Haleem. Nice to know the other side behind the scenes, BTS of Haleem.
I'm very lazy if there is no dance.
Okay, so now the final question, what would you focus on if you become the chief minister? So you'll have 1 minute exactly to answer this.
Wait, I'll stay CM, yeah. I will not become a 1 minute CM. No, I cannot do in 1 minute. In 1 minute, I'll make sure I am actually going to be CM for 5 years and do what I want
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah. So what?
There are many things, Ravi. There are many things, whether it is fun things or sad things or responsible things. There are many things, what you face. You only speak what you see, right? So basically, you as an artist, you will be again selfish towards what you have taken as a position. So I think I will have a separate wing for this cultural affairs. Probably I will go to the culture. I mean, we have cultural affairs. I think I'll see what exactly these people doing, why these people have become so lazy, why these people are not responding to the current generation, why do they see misuse the awards. So I think I will take a serious action on anybody who is corrupted on cultural side, whether it is center or the state. So I will remove everyone from their
Positions.
position. I will place somebody new in that 1 minute.
Superb. Yeah. So that ends this particular program, Haleem. It is so nice to have you on board. I was so skeptical whether if you would accept this or not, and it is definitely inspiring. I'm glad that I came across your profile, and so nice to know the complete Haleem. I think, yeah.
See, see, connection didn't want us to lose.
Good.
Very nice, very nice. Lovely talking to you, Ravi, and thanks for this beautiful, fun opportunity. See, each interview takes you back to what you have done, so that only inspire you to be a better person and better version of you. So I like that. That's why I choose to talk to people who make some sense into me, that actually drives you. And I would like to take 1 minute
Mhm.
here to talk about the current state, the COVID situation
Please.
with my fellow dancers. See, basically, I have seen, in fact, myself, in fact, you, everybody's undergoing a difficult time, today because of COVID. Jobs, finance, security, health, all gone to a different bad level. But I should speak about my fellow artists in any given time. A lot of people are suffering. So I request to the people, I'm not saying help me because I'm a dancer at this point in time. I want you to look around if there is anybody who needs help, especially artists, because they are so sensitive. They are very emotional. They cannot talk much to you. Like in that, if I have to give an example, let's not see any Sushant happening in this COVID. So I strongly recommend everybody talk to your people. I'm only again specifically emphasizing on the artists because they are very sensitive. They are very shy to talk to about others to their problems, and they are very emotional. Please spare some time to talk to your friends if they are especially artists, and try and help them. They are very bad at asking help. They're very, very bad. And I am taking their side and requesting you if there is any help that you can do. to talk or to help the basic groceries or some kind of medication or any help that you can do. Please, please spare some time, and let's not see any Sushant Singh Rajput right now, because that is enough. We have seen enough damage. So I'm requesting people.
So nice of you. So you also let me know, Haleem, any drive awareness program I can do through this particular program or through my circle to help any artist. Do feel free to reach out to me. I'll do my best. I have a awesome circle here. I have Rotary Club. I have members of Rotary Club who would definitely help out if you need anything. So any artist of, let us know. And friends, please reach out to, as Haleem said, just look around. There might be an artist. It doesn't take much time. Just a message, WhatsApp message, or a hi, hello call. And even that call, which basically asks, all okay with you? You need any help? I think is fulfilling. He doesn't have to eat for a couple of days. But yeah, please do check out if you can do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Haleem. Thank you, friends, for joining in. Have a great day. I'm sure we can spread some positivity and also save art within India. And thanks, Haleem, for making me
Thank
like
you.
this.
Hey, guys, have fun, dance more, be healthy.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Bye, Haleem.
Rahat.